So now you get to college,
Right.
the way you react when somebody rub you the wrong way. Now you
Right.
reacting how your mom and them, so you
Right.
can't do that. So I'm learning as a man,
Right.
don't let nobody trigger. You gotta keep you in the test until you learn it. You gotta learn how to disagree, agree, how to make a machine and move like a machine. Put
Right.
your personal differences and personal biases aside.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Blueprint Podcast, the podcast where we uncover the blueprint to success from people of all walks of life. Today's guest is Jaden Joyner. He has a podcast called The General Thoughts that he talks about. I'm going to let him say a little bit about his podcast because today's episode is a little bit different. It's not the typical episode, so I'm going to let him talk about it, and then we're going to get right into the conversation.
First of all, thank you, Jaden, for having me.
Yes, sir.
Like I said before we got on the air, love what you're doing here. Definitely got to give you your flowers. This is amazing.
Appreciate that.
Keep going. Love to see it. Love to see it. Please keep going. This is what you have right now. Like, this is an experience that people need to
Right.
get, especially to have important conversations that deserve a light. So again, keep going.
Yes, sir.
I want to
Thank
give you your flowers. But to the audience, my name is Jaden Joyner. I am a senior business information systems major from Atlanta, Georgia. Born in Starkville, Mississippi, but by way of ATL. Let's do it. So that's a little bit about me. I do have a podcast, General Thoughts Podcast, where I navigate my experiences as a college student in the rural South as a black man. So you can kind of already tell what that comes with. Attending Mississippi State University, you can kind of draw conclusions, connect the dots. I started my freshman year, first semester, so I've been doing it since then. This is kind of my documentation of how I do it. A blueprint, like you would. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I actually had a season on my podcast, season 3 or 4, where I did a blueprint thing, kind of like
Right.
Jay-Z. Kind of had a Jay-Z phase, bro.
Right. I feel you.
And just the message, right? So
Right,
trying to get
facts,
that
facts.
message out and making sure that I'm putting out something good, but actually just, yeah, I've been doing that for going on 6 seasons now. Still dropping. We can get into all that, like, through that journey of podcasting. Podcasting has been my way of kind of proving that I'm still consistent with something. School being that, but like
Right.
while I'm in school, you have seasons.
Right.
I think my podcast kind of shows that I'm still consistent. I'm still going. I'm still
Right.
maintaining. I'm still, achieving, excelling, not
Right.
just being stagnant. So that's just a little spiel about myself.
Okay. So when I first reached out to you, I said, I'm gonna let you pick the topic, and we
Yeah.
just gonna run with the conversation and see where
I was
it
shocked
goes.
when you said that. I was a little scared. I was like, bruh,
I
okay.
mean, I have to give you the chance.
That's
I have
real.
to.
That's
So-
real. I respect it.
So you said that you want to talk about higher education and black men. Specifically, I think you said with the current changes that's going on with some of the federal regulations that
Yes.
govern universities.
Yep.
And so my first question would be, how did your perception of life change when you came in as a freshman in a rural area in Mississippi?
I wouldn't say it changed. I would say it kind of shifted. Like I said, I was born in Starkville, but I went to school in a small town 20 minutes outside called Macon. And so, like, it's very, very small. And so that's where my family, that's where my, like, core is.
Right.
For real. Core. And so, grew up around there. When I moved to Atlanta, I was 10, but that was the shift. Atlanta,
Right, okay.
like, Atlanta was the shift. And so, shifting in Atlanta kind of showed me, bro, opportunities are endless for us.
Right.
Atlanta's the black mecca.
Yeah. I was there for 2 semesters on a co-op, and it's
Bro,
incredible.
it's
incredible.
being that I done been there all them years, I don't still feel like I've, taken in everything
Right.
or, explored everything, just because while you're there, it's like there is no room for failure, or
Right.
everybody supports everybody. And
Right.
you can see that in the music, fashion, like you just said. You went to what?
Atlanta Streetwear.
Atlanta streetwear market. That's very, very popular. Like, that's where Shaq Hollywood, all them be at. You feel what I'm saying? So to know that all of that is there and I'm in the midst of it, is like, okay, I ain't got no choice but to be something,
right.
or no choice but to be amongst the stars. And so coming back, to Mississippi in a freshman year of Mississippi State, it kind of it slowed things down. Atlanta's very fast paced, so in
Right,
Mississippi, it kind of became like, okay, you gotta do this, then you gotta, and so you learn patience. You learn different virtues and different ways. So it goes back to having different seasons. Every semester is different. It has been different for me, man. Um, I would say what shifted is the way I go about everything. I
Right.
have to think. I gotta pray. I have to really sit before I
Yep.
move. And that comes from my freshman year, just moving so fast, being at every party,
Right.
being on the flyers of the parties. I'm just keep it a being on the pod. It was that. But then
Right.
after that freshman semester, when I started the pod November 8th, 2021. I can remember my first episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it shifted. Like, okay, I got a chance to do something no other male in my family ain't really just did.
Doing
You
it
feel what I'm
right.
saying? So I can take this opportunity and really gain something from it, not just a degree, right?
Right.
Network. Because
Right.
a lot of people come to college, they get the degree, but they don't go get no job because they didn't meet nobody. They just
Right.
went to class and then they
To
went
the
to their
house.
dorm. You
Yeah.
feel me? So find out little ways to get involved. But then I learned while I got involved, don't burn yourself out. And I learned
Right.
through burning myself out through just being in the financial aid office. I did something where I mentor youth on how to invest, save, and
Right.
budget, right? But
Right.
then I'm doing Spark and Roll Runner. Then you trying to do a
Right.
pod.
Right.
Then you trying to go to every party still. Come on, something got to shake.
Something got to
Some
give.
type of structure got to fall into place.
Right.
This is sophomore year, so I'm documenting this on the podcast at the time. And then by junior year, I switched to major.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, you start learning about your mental health and how, okay, am I
Right.
trying to impress myself or am I trying to impress my family, my grandma, my mama?
Right.
Or this chip on my shoulder that I'm the first male, is that, affecting how I'm going about these situations with, maybe aggression, maybe too much emotion, maybe not enough logic. Like learning
Right.
how to, have mental stability and what that looks like. It's not me though. I can't take the credit for this. That comes from the community of people that I have, shifted from hanging around from freshman year. And it's no bad blood with nobody. Like
Right.
I'm cool with everybody, but you do have to understand that if you hang around 9 with whatever, you're gonna be the 10th. So you hang around 9 people that smoke all day, you're gonna be the 10th.
Right.
Hang around 9 people that spend money all day, you're gonna be the 10th. Hang around 9 people that don't go to class, you're gonna be the 10th.
Exactly.
So you're a reflection of the people you hang around. Not only that, if you can't feed your whole team with one pizza box, there's too many people around. So just learning
Right.
like what is going on. You feel me?
Right.
And grasping it quick, because I'm 18, 19, but it's people that don't grasp it till they 30.
Right.
So I feel like grasping now, take this little safety net of the 4 or 5 years you got and just grasp all you can.
Right.
That don't mean just go crash out and go move fast, but
Right.
like really move it day by day, like we said before we got on the air.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how my perspective changed. I just started actually thinking before I
Right.
move, and you
Right.
start, um, using your resources.
Right.
People that have been around me, like my life group, my Spark cohort, like just getting involved in people that you be around, the type of people you be around, being
Right.
around them people, you learn that, okay, the fact that I can be around these people, I ain't know I could, but hey, I
Right.
am. And that, that shows in itself. So yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you have to give yourself the opportunity to be in that space. I know I'm in mechanical engineering. There's not a lot of
Shout
women.
out to you.
There's not a lot of black women.
Shout out to you.
So it's kind of like sometimes I feel, like I have imposter syndrome where,
Yeah.
I'm not able to do it. But that's what you
Yes.
said. You have to come within yourself and think, am I doing this for me? I'm not doing this to impress these people in my class.
Right.
I'm doing this because that's what I like. That's what I want to do. And that's the career I want to pursue.
That's
so
real.
I can't sit there and think, oh, they're better than me. They're smarter than me. They
Yeah.
have more money than me. this and that.
Yes.
I have to think, okay, this is for me. I'm going to do my best. As long as I do that, it's going to be all right.
That's real.
And I think a lot of people, that's where they, leave freshman year or something like that. They don't give
No,
themselves
like,
time to
do
figure
you
it out.
remember, like, I remember you from freshman year, but like, do you remember like how many people that have left from then to now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
I definitely can remember by
even the
name.
people that just like come and go. Yes, like, I think again, it's a testament again, like to just see
Right.
this, right? It's like, dang, like people are really still prevailing. It's great to see that. So yeah,
Exactly.
I definitely understand. I was in computer science engineering, bro. I know how the
Right.
engineering get
Engineering get crazy.
like, bro.
Engineering get crazy.
It took me after I did Cal, intro to computer programming, and chemistry. I passed them 3. But then it was just the prereqs to get in
Oh
engineering.
yeah.
I passed them. I got in. I'm like, you know what? I ain't even finna sit here
It
and
is.
pretend like I'm finna like
Facts.
do
Facts.
this for 5 years. I found BIS, but like even in that switch, like I took a hit to the mental health
Mhm.
just because like when I came in freshman year, again coming in with the chip on, like I'm coming in engineering, I'm
Right.
like I'm finna finish with it on my degree. I gotta have it on my
Right.
degree. I
Right.
gotta. And my grandma, I always give credit to her because like I
Grandma
don't
of the
know, she
glue.
always knows something, right? But she was telling me, she was like, you know what, you might not even finish with computer science engineering. Like that might not be for you. She was
Right.
like, you never know. Don't just set your eyes on it. Don't just set your sights on it. I'm like, granted, that sounds pretty like doubting, man.
Right.
Like
Right. You supposed to be
you
uplifted.
supposed to be sending the prayers up, but
Right.
and
Right.
she was, right? But
Right.
even I had to understand, like, okay, with technology, right?
Mhm.
And just and the reason I went down tech in general is so many ways you can get into it. And so I found BIS and I learned, okay, we learning Python over here too.
Right.
We analyzing data. We like doing some of the same things. I'm learning
Right.
Java. I'm learning these same languages.
Mhm.
Just applying them into
In different
the
ways.
corporate and business world, not necessarily the industrial and the industries like engineering does. So I really just learned that it's a difference in the industries that the
Right.
departments send you to,
Right.
and I feel like I'm more comfortable on the business side, or it was more tailored to my
Right.
learning style.
Right.
Because engineering is cool. I came in the engineering through the Summer Bridge program, which is a program for underrepresented minorities,
Right.
and we're gonna get into underrepresented minorities later.
Right.
But came in through Summer Bridge, and that's where I met my core friend group as well.
Right.
And just seeing their route through engineering, how knowing that, and so I attest to it. And that's why I commend you, man. Mechanical engineering, you tough because that's everything you
It's
taking.
not easy, I promise, but it's better than aerospace. It is better than aerospace.
Is it for real?
People, aerospace, we have to take heat transfer and fluid dynamics, right?
Okay.
But they take that in one class. It's two separate classes for mechanical
Okay.
engineering, but they have to take aero thermo or aero something. I don't know. I'm not aerospace, but they have to take a separate class outside of those two things they
For real.
already have to learn. So they have to
Okay.
take those things together and then take an additional
That's
class specifically for aero.
that sounds like to
Yeah.
take an extra class.
It does. It does. But a lot of engineers and I want to say is a program called Bridges research program
Yes.
that allows us to minorities to participate in research and opportunities that we otherwise probably wouldn't get if we were
Right.
to be selected out of the full pool of
Right.
all the students that go to the university. And something I've learned through listening to each individual student, and most of those are engineering students, is that it's not hard unless you let yourself believe it's
For
hard.
real, for real. That's so true. Like you can
Right.
sit there and let yourself believe that you can fall into the hole, fam. And that's why I
Right.
say like it's important to like socialize.
Right.
Because if you're going to your room straight to class, you're not. I don't know. Community is important, and I can go into like that's a spiritual thing. Like a
Right,
lot of these
right.
things we go through in college, like man, we can talk about college being a devil playground for real, for real,
for
and
real.
having to lock in for real, and just really, really take time to get in the spirit. You have to get in the spirit. You got to
Right.
get in your quiet place. You have to. You have to. You have to.
Right.
You have to. You got to read your daily bread. You have
Right.
to. It's mandatory. Or find like everybody might not be Christian, but this spirituality is real. Everybody must
Right.
have some type of spiritual acknowledgement, and I acknowledge that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. So
Right.
like with that comes reading the Bible avidly, but not just reading it, understanding the word and knowing how to apply it, right? Having community where y'all fellowship around that word. I go to a life group once a week. I have a mentor that stewards me, you know what I'm saying, who went to state.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who now, is married, lives, works, has a wife, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Going to church, worshiping on Sunday, like just, and I'm not saying that to say I'm perfect and I just walk
Right.
perfectly, right? Because we all fall short of the glory at the end of the day, no matter
Right.
how, you feel me? So, but understanding when it come to college and understanding that the battles that we fight are not with flesh and blood, but
Right.
it's like it's spiritual.
It's spiritual.
It's
It
spiritual.
definitely is.
Yeah.
It
And so,
definitely is. So with you mentioning that, how did you kind of dive into your faith and dive into your support group when you came up with the issues with changing your major? How did you use that to kind of steer you back to this is me, this is what I decide, and it's not take into consideration pretty much what anybody else wants for me?
Um, that's a great question. It was last year around this time,
Mm-hmm.
January. I switched my major last year, January.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my advisor telling me, you're gonna graduate May 26th, and I'm looking
Right.
like, all right, that's 5 years of school. Oh my god, oh my god. But then I'm realizing, okay, don't that many people really finish in 4 years anyway? So
Right.
all right, kill that statistic. So going to the next thing that was kind of poking me, which
Mm-hmm.
was how am I gonna adjust in this new major? Are these people gonna accept me? Man, I get to my
Right.
first class, web development one, Steve Canfield, love it.
Right.
Building websites, man. Steve is so cool, like cool teacher, bruh.
Right. Right. Right.
So he was like, that was my introduction, and like from that point, man, BIS is like, I love McCool, bro, and
Right.
I'm in
Yeah.
McCool all day. I love McCool. I got a friend named Dev. Dev be in the
Dev.
East Center.
Right.
You can see
Facts.
Dev on a
Easton are
regular day.
amazing.
Come on. So
Amazing.
like just the environment of McCool, but I say this about them business teachers. Melissa Moore, principals of marketing, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like bro, like
They
school of
seem
business. I don't know, bro. School
right.
of business is where, and I might be bragging. Maybe I'm
Mm-hmm.
just a geek.
Right.
I
Facts.
love
Facts. But you
education.
gotta be
Education
geeked out for real.
for the black man, education the key, dog. I don't care what
Facts.
it is, how you get it, trade, education. Go get some paper to your name, a
Right.
piece of paper with a
Right.
certification to your name. From that point, you can kind of do it. You can go freelance
Right.
because you got that
Do whatever
saying.
you want to do.
But for me, BIS, bro, it was the comfort, the ease, the transition.
Right. It didn't feel hard.
Even my advisor, now I'm gonna say this about my advisor, I found out that she's connected to somebody from my hometown, so it's just like, again,
Right. Right.
these
Right. Right.
Mississippi State got this type of family oriented environment, and it was that's where the glory for him come in. It's like, all right,
Right.
that wasn't even me.
Right. Yes.
Like, and I stressed out about it. I had panic attacks about it, and it was like, okay, I need you to show me that you're here. I need you
Right.
to show me,
Right.
like, show
Right.
me.
Right.
He showed me
Definitely.
through the patience of my professors. He showed me through their grace.
Right.
And so, not only that, I get the opportunity to apply for some internships in BIS.
Right.
And this is just after taking 2 or 3 classes in the
Right,
major. So,
right.
of course, I don't think I'm just, the most qualified. But I'm like, why not
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and try to get some out the way so they can know your application, know your name.
Right.
So when the next
Right.
year come around. So I'm not even intending on getting no internship
Mm-hmm.
at this time. I'm just trying to put
Trying
my
to-
name in the
yeah.
pool and just get my feet wet within the field. Bro, I ended up getting an interview from one of them and landing an internship
Mm-hmm.
as a student web developer for
Mm-hmm.
the Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources. So been working
Wow.
there for 11 months.
Wow. That's amazing. That's
Like,
amazing.
So gift of hindsight is what I
Right,
learned. And so
right.
during this time, I met my mentor, Verge. Well, I didn't meet him. Me and Verge knew each other since freshman year. Verge Jackson. Knew him since freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
But he hit me up one day, was like, yo, would you like to just chop it up one day? Just,
Right.
see how life going, whatever.
Right.
We ended up talking, chopping it. He was like, man, we should do this like once a week.
Right.
Just, about life, getting into the word. Whatever.
Right, right,
And so
right.
we do that. He ended up graduating, but then by that time I look up, I'm like, dang, it's been a year. And
Right,
here we
right.
are. So
I
that's how I
understand
ended
that.
up getting
Yeah.
into the faith.
That's what I feel that because a lot of times, and I found myself doing the same thing. I get worried about stuff that I really can't control. When you
can't
think about it,
control it.
it's not in your hands. It's not up to you. And then you mentioning your whole journey from changing your major, graduating May 26th, and then coming in contact with an advisor that's connected to your hometown. That's divine intervention. That's
So I don't look at it
divine
like that.
intervention.
Yeah, it's like you ain't got no choice. I have no choice but to just give it all up to him and just
Exactly.
do what I can, control what I can, take it day by day.
Exactly.
And just I don't know, man. I still be in awe at like how I've been able to hold up and because
And get
I
through
don't know,
it, right?
yeah, because a lot of times I feel like we get into the mind state of how are we gonna get through it, how are we gonna get through it,
Right.
and when we get through it, we like, dang, ain't even seen that bad.
Right, right.
So, again, like for me, it's been hindsight. That's what me and Birds talk about all the time, like the gift of hindsight.
Right.
And so for me, through college, it's just been able to. That's why I think I move so slow or
Mm-hmm.
I move so calculated. Because I'm trying to think about like, okay, what has happened in the past or what
Right,
patterns am
right,
I trying to not
right.
recreate? And so, yeah.
Yeah. So with that, how do you think that because Mississippi, Georgia, we're all part of the Bible Belt. How do
Something
you
about y'all on
think?
me.
How do you think that like when we come to college, we kind of forget that the freshman year because
Yeah.
we was running together freshman
For
year.
sure. For
We know
sure. I
we know
remember.
what we was doing.
Do your homework.
We know what we was doing.
Do your
So
homework.
the thing about it is like it's like when you get here, it's like all of that just go out the window.
Man,
Why do
go out
you
that window.
feel that is really?
Um, man, it's a lot of reasons. I can talk about me specifically though.
Right, right, right.
Uh, for me, I think it was just trying to find identity, like knowing who I
Right.
am, but like, all right, who am I here?
Right.
Okay.
Facts.
Finding that core. Um, and that goes again, people you hang around. So you get to college, all right, I'm around the black people. Like, who are my black people? You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? Not saying that just because you're not my black people, you may not be negative or bad, but in college you do have to find your people, and so I think that's why people kind of go crazy. They trying to find their people, and
Right.
so that could kind of blur their morale. Now me, I did
Right.
come in with a moral compass. There were things that I wouldn't subject myself to. Think like it's just
Right.
lines, right? So it straddles, you straddle,
Right.
um, and you kind of lock in, or you don't.
Or
For
if
some
you
people,
don't, you know if you don't,
feel me?
you'll feel it if you don't.
And you definitely will. Another vulnerable point, bro. I was on academic probation after my first semester.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like, come on,
Me
like,
too.
I ain't got no shame,
Just being
bro. I'm
real,
here.
it happened, and that's what gave me my slap in the
Come
face.
on, that's bro.
That's exactly
what
what
you
gave
gonna
me
do
my
with
slap
it
in
though?
my
You
face.
feel me? So
Right.
I took it and just this is amid this again. When I got that email, it's like, all right, okay, what are we gonna do from this point? Like,
Right.
what changes? Right?
Right.
What changes are we gonna implement? And so, looking back, because now I even still feel like, oh dang, I'm still the same person. But then I look back, I'm like, nah, bro, you changed
Definitely.
drastically. And so, again, you gotta appreciate the gift of hindsight, and you can't really look at the clock while you're trying to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course,
Thanks.
take your rest, because I'm gonna tell people all the time, take their rest, don't burn out. But like, don't look at the clock. You either gonna work or you gonna look at the clock, bro.
Right.
You gonna work or you not. Solomon just told me at their pop-up shop this weekend. He was like, a lot of times when you're trying to focus and you are not trying to fall into your vices or fall back into the world, you have to think about during the day, like for an action plan or a kind of the mind theme
Right.
for an action plan that you want to keep in mind for the day is what do you not want to be doing.
Right. Facts.
So when you think about, if you got a task or something you want to get done, you think about it throughout the day. Okay, what do you not want to be doing today that you need to get this done?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll kind of probably help keep from your vices. I know that helps me and has helped me today, because
Right.
today I did 4 tours.
Oh yeah. You be getting
Man,
it. You be getting it.
I've been rolling like in about
Right.
so much with that. But yeah, bro, yes.
Right. Okay. So that's something I think about a lot too because like you said, academic preparation freshman year was like whoa, because I'm the type of person I know I'm smart. I know
Right.
I'm independent. I know
You
I
know
know my
better. Like,
parents
if you know,
raised
you
me
know.
to
Right.
do better than that. So it's kind of like, dang man, like you came up here and played and you played.
Wasting money, time,
Wasting
all
time,
that.
money. Like
Yes,
it's
bro.
ridiculous. But like it really taught me like to believe in myself and like put complete trust in God. Cause I cried. Cause
Yeah,
I
man,
thought I was
what?
gonna be. I thought I was gonna
Yeah, you
get put
thought
out
to
of
get
school.
cut out of school.
I thought I was gonna get put out of school.
Same,
Like,
same.
I cried, like literally,
Yeah.
boo hoo, baby, cried. But then it was like, okay, this my second chance. I ain't been on back on academic
Man,
probation
ain't been back
since.
since. Look,
Ain't going, ain't going.
been
Okay,
up.
going up. But the thing that I realized, I wish I would have like stuck with when I came to college, because I've always like kind of knew who I was as a person. Always kind of put my faith in God. Always knew, what my path was, what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do. So when I came here, I wish I didn't let that,
Yeah.
go away. Not necessarily go away, but hide behind.
Nah, it can be that.
Me.
Like, ain't gonna lie, you could definitely be like, dang, like I probably shouldn't have got on that flyer. But
Right.
then again, I look at it like this. I took that. All right, check this.
Right.
I was on the flyers for like a hot second when
Right.
we first came in, bro. I took that and said, all right, we can do it. We can take this.
Right.
I'm not gonna call it influence, clout, any of that. We can take whatever this is,
Right. and
notoriety.
get
We
it
can
up.
either give it to the parties or we can take this and really
Really do
drive
something
a
with
message with it. Cause
right.
man, I took it that semester and drove a message with it.
Facts, and
Cause
that's
I knew. I'm like,
right.
okay,
And
that
that's
ain't
what we
even.
need to do. Like a lot of us want to be like party promoters, this and that. But you gotta understand that's not
It just
nothing
went for
of
me.
substance for real. Like it works for some people. That's just the type of person that they are.
Exactly, and it
But
works.
for other people, or like you and me, it's in us because I've been new since I was like little. It's in
Yeah,
me to help the community. It's
serve
in me to serve. That's just
for
somebody
real.
that I am, and I've
Hmm.
always known it. That's
Yup.
not nothing that I
And if you
never.
got it in you, it's just
It's
in you.
just in you.
Cause
You can't get
that's
away
what it
from it.
is. Yep.
One way or another, you're gonna be serving other people. It's not nothing you can get away from.
Yep.
Whether God gotta humble you and put you in that
And
position,
he
or
will.
whether you take it with how it's supposed to be taken.
It's fine how you said that. Like, um, this past week we talked about like God to keep you in the test until you learn it.
Until
Like,
you learn, until
yeah,
you learn your
yeah,
lesson.
keep you in it, bro. Like, so
I've,
if it
I've
take you
been
30 years, it'll
you
take you 30
facts,
years.
facts. When you mention that, I've been doing business at 16.
Real,
But
bro.
being real,
Likewise,
I never knew
likewise.
how to handle money.
Real,
Get a check, spend it. Get a
real,
check, spend it.
real.
I'm just not learning to budget,
Yup.
save money, handle money correctly, and I
Hmm.
see the progress. I
Yes,
see where
it's
it's
real.
going, and
Hmm.
that's where I think a lot of people kind of short themselves.
Hmm.
They say, "Oh, it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna worry about it," and then
Hmm.
kind of
Yeah,
fade
they
away.
fall into their mind, bro. The
Hmm.
mind is a powerful thing. That's why you got to give it to the man above. Like I know, like for me, mental health is a real
Hmm.
thing. Like anxiety is a real thing. All that is real for me. So
Right,
I really have to like, I gotta pray in real time.
pray, right. Every second,
Like I gotta
every.
pray when I'm driving to work. Like
Hmm.
God, I got this going on today. You know how I'm feeling about it. You know I'm feeling nerves. Like, can you
Right,
just take the nerves away? Can you just
right.
let me? That's why I say you really got to take it day by day, minute by minute. Like, you can't
Hmm.
focus. I'm good with being here, but like my mind could be at home. My mind could be
Same,
on the
same.
campus. I'm good with doing a tour, but my mind is in class. So
Right,
I try to be where my feet are
right,
as much as possible. And so that comes with talking to the man. So talking to the man is me being on my feet at, okay, God, I'm finna do this tour. I'm nervous about how this family might, see
right,
me
right,
or how they might, receive me. Can
right,
you take these nerves away? And you know what I'm saying? Woo, woo. And I might still get a family that might not receive me well, but I'm able to matriculate through that just
right,
because I know I talk to him. I know where
right. I
I'm
know my
fixing my
heart
heart
is
posture and all that. So,
right.
um, yeah, man, that's how I apply like my faith throughout the
Right.
day. Like, and it's not always perfect. It's not always easy. Something I'm now trying to adapt is dying to my flesh daily, quote unquote. And so
Hmm.
that's like through the gym and just making sure when I leave the gym, like my body painful, but like knowing that somebody died for me to just be
Right.
able
Be
to
able to
get
do
up and do
this.
this. So
Right. Right.
when I hit the gym, make sure I'm dying to myself. I like to run cross country, so I make sure I'm getting in
Getting in there.
a mile, get a
Facts.
mile in, get your body good and aching, and then I'm adapting this love for this boxing bag thing, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like hitting the heavy bag and learning the technique with the heavy bag, but like just again doing it enough to die to my flesh and
Right.
just
Right.
understand what's going on, sacrificing. And so yeah, man, things are. I'm more into the spiritual things now.
Facts.
I socialize and stuff, but I'm more.
More and like what I've noticed now is I grew up in the church. I
Hmm.
call myself a pre-K, but my grandfather
Real.
was a pastor. So,
Okay,
but I call
that's
myself a
real.
pre-K because you still got to get up for Sunday school. You still
Exactly.
got to go to Bible
No, I'm
study.
knowing.
You still got to go to the revival. You
Yep.
still got to
My grandma was a mama of the church for a while, so I'm like, yeah,
literally.
I'm
Yeah.
knowing.
So
Three
it's
night
like
revivals. Oof.
yeah, 3 nights till 10 o'clock at night. Then
In
you
real
got
time.
school the next morning.
Cleaning church up on
Crazy. Don't
Saturday,
want to
all
be
that.
in there, but
Man.
that's
Yeah.
really what helps mold a child.
Yo.
And so the question I have is kind of like as we grow older and get into higher ed or
Yeah.
trade or things like that, it's like we forget to be good people because through lessons we're taught that through. I know a lot of like people in the South, especially Black people, they're taught to be a good person, to go to church,
Hospitality, yo,
right,
is
right,
real.
to do this. But as we get older, I've noticed like a lot of people don't really feed into it as much as they should, which is why I feel like certain things are happening because people aren't being good people. And
Yeah.
so, how has that kind of in your life manifested itself into college? Because I know for us, it's just natural.
Right.
But like for people you've dealt with, how have you like not gotten out of character with them for not being a good person?
Man, I can talk about Friday
Hmm.
and bruh. Yeah, this gonna drop on YouTube. I'm gonna be careful, but like, nah.
Right. Yeah.
I can talk about an organization of men on campus. We gonna keep it raw
Okay.
for
Come
sure,
on.
for sure.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
I'm in an organization on campus that's in it's one of them big dog organizations. Do your homework
Right.
on what a big dog
Oh
organization
yeah.
is
Oh
on
yeah.
campus. So it's one of those, and I'm getting ready to do a tour on Friday, and
Right.
so I'm in the office for a long time, and so surely if I'm in the office for a long time, if
Right.
I was giving off something alarming, somebody would let me know, hey
Right.
Jaden, maybe you should go home and change,
And
or
do yeah.
yeah, before you give this tour. Wasn't told that. Go downstairs to do a tour, get a family that looks like myself. I don't get the family, but they're in the vicinity or whatever, and so
Hmm.
I'm asked, do I want to give the tour to the family based off? I guess they smelled a
Right.
particular way, and so I was asked, do I want to give the tour to the family?
Right.
Everybody laughs. It's a joke. Ha 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 ha.
Right. Okay. Okay. I see.
It took me a while to even process what was going on, but when I
Facts.
realized it was a joke, and I'm like, dang, like, But while I'm processing it, they didn't all went in the room and started introducing. I'm not even realizing the tour has
Begun. Right.
because
Right.
I'm so like, whoa.
Taken back from the whole. Yeah.
Because I'm like, do I leave and just leave and go home? Because I'm like, okay, they just made a plum fool out of me in front of everybody.
Right.
Everybody just laughed. I'm
Right.
only African American doing this tour right now.
Right.
Like at this time, for this particular time
Right.
tour. What are we talking about right now?
Right.
This is a professional who works in the office.
Right.
What are we talking about? So I go on and do the tour. Had a great tour. Actually, I bring the family back up. They had questions about some new maroon camp stuff. So I bring them back up. They talk to admission counselor. Woo, woo. Everything goes well. But in those situations, you learn like you got a choice, bro. You can react like they want you to, or you can just be cool. And it's ways to fight this stuff, man.
Right.
Like we can get into all that. Like
Yeah,
it's a
we're
book.
about to transition
Yeah, let's
into
do that.
it. That's why I kind of brought it up
Yeah.
because we're about to transition into it because I noticed a lot, especially in the South, which as a child, I didn't see it that much.
Mm-hmm.
In elementary school and high school, kids are kids.
Yup.
You guys talk to each other, you play with each other.
Yes,
It's not
we
no
don't
whole
joke.
whoop de whoop.
Right.
But now in college, you notice, and specifically with people coming from other states and stuff
Right.
like that, a lot of like aggression
Yeah, for sure.
for no reason, and it's different types of things. Like I noticed in one of my class, I noticed the difference between classes. If it's a
Right.
foreign class, if he get the class in at 10:30, if he get 10:25, they packing up leaving.
Right.
That's not, in my opinion, that's not respectful.
Right.
Because this lady has 5 more minutes of your time to sit here and teach
wasting
you,
it. You paying for it though.
and you ignoring her. Facts. That's why I say
That's what people
that's why it
don't
don't
get
bother
either, bro.
me now
You paying
because
for
like
the
you still
time,
paying
bro.
for it, bro.
You better sit in the class.
But you being rude in this lady's face, packing up your stuff, leaving, and she's still sitting here trying to explain to you the
Right.
lesson. And that's
you
to
need
me
it for the test because you finna be the one coming asking for the extra credit at the end of the semester.
exactly. So
Okay.
I do want to talk about that. Like, as you transition through college, how did you deal with kind of like the transition through professors, the transition through different peers? Because you can stay within your friend group, but you always got to talk to somebody else outside your friend group. Like just transitioning mindset. Because for me, when I first came, I took a lot of stuff personal.
Real.
Like it was like, oh, you just said it. Like
Right.
I don't really like that. You know
So,
what I'm saying?
Can I use an experience?
Of course, we all
or-
about examples. Being
I
real.
don't mean to use so many organization experience, but I think
That's the real.
I
That's
think
the best
organizations have shaped me while I've been here. Another one, and I'm gonna shout this one out. We're gonna get into this next topic with this one. Spark. Spark is an organization on campus. Students paving the road to knowledge. It's in the it serves as a student recruitment organization, like recruiting students, underrepresented students. And so we do that through a summertime conference, which is 3 days, 4 nights, or 4 day, 3 days, 4 nights, or 2 days, 3 nights, whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
We have students come stay on campus, and they get to learn about all the possibilities and routes for them post high school. So, of course, we want them to come to Mississippi State. We would love you to. So we map that out for you as far as scholarships, application, housing. Right. We do that. But let's say you want to take the JUCO route and then come to
Right.
state. We map that out for you
Okay.
through scholarships like Phi Theta Kappa, things of that
Right.
nature.
Okay.
We show them the scholarships that are available around Mississippi, like the MAAP, the Nissan
Right.
scholarship,
Right.
MTAG.
The
Like,
Mississippi Financial Aid.
come on, like, man, giving them these resources, and then let's say you want to go to military, we have show you the route to do that. But we
Right.
have students who are in these majors, in these fields,
Right.
stewarding and mentoring you, not just
Okay,
through the
I got
summer
you.
for these 3 days and 4 nights, through your whole senior year.
Okay. I got you.
So Spark being with these 36 people for 2 weeks,
Right.
you're around a lot of personalities, and these are 36 individual personalities.
Right.
Nobody's like the same.
Right.
So you have to learn how to mesh with these people.
Right. Exactly.
Y'all are in Dogwood. Y'all are making a conference. Y'all are building the conference. Y'all are mentoring students for 2 weeks straight. And it's just, y'all, you got to learn how to disagree, agree, how to make a machine and move like a machine.
Right.
Put your personal differences and personal biases aside.
Right.
Even in Roadrunner, do the same thing.
Right.
And it's not easy at all, because in college, and especially in these orgs, you learn like everybody's a leader. You learn
Right.
in college, everybody has been valedictorian, everybody served as
Right.
SGA president, everybody had these accolades.
Thanks.
So everybody's a leader here. Understand that everybody got a special quality that they bring.
Right.
Spark bring 36 qualities. Like, you can look at it like that, or you can look at it like a complicated project. Nah, it's 36 individual pieces that mean something to the whole bigger picture.
Right.
And that was the org, and that kind of showed me that. And
Right.
it wasn't easy. And I say this summer through exec board showed me like, oh, it's bigger than just, this is my portion to control, this is your portion. No, it's fit where you need to be at.
Right.
At what
Right.
time.
Fill in that spot when it's
And
needed. Right.
it can look a plethora of different ways,
Right.
bro. So learning how to be a sponge, learning how to be water, and adjusting to, the
Right.
container being water. Yep.
I'm a person, speaking to that, I'm a person that I'm involved in a lot of orgs, but I'm also not involved in a lot of orgs.
It's good, though.
That makes
Don't burn
sense.
out, because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like that. It's good to be like, I say, being honestly speaking, you should be in 3 orgs max. More than 3,
and
you're
what
starting
I
to
do,
burn out.
I switch them out every semester.
And you should.
Because they have their own individual qualities.
They're versatile.
And just because you was only in there for a year, don't mean you can't put it, on your
Right.
resume.
Bro, you can
or
put in a
use that
great,
experience. Right.
you can put in a great experience for a year. Bro, that's like, with me on exec, like, bro, I feel like I put in a great 1 year.
Right.
Catering that theme and knowing like, okay, how do I want to cater to these kids?
Right.
Nah, that's true. Don't let nobody make you feel like
Yeah.
you got to do something for 2-3 years, bro. People make you feel
Thanks.
like you got to do something 2-3 years. No, bro, they make you look like an old head, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, give it up to somebody or give somebody the opportunity.
To do what you do.
You missed 2 opportunities to steward someone.
Right.
Like, give that opportunity to
Usher 'em
steward,
in.
usher them in, teach the game. Like,
Right.
how you gonna hold it? Come on, bro, you hogging it.
Right.
That becomes like a personal thing. That's when it becomes like, maybe
like-
all that, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes kind of hard. Speaking to the like not getting out of character like situation.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person I don't let a lot bother me. So
Right.
if you bother me to
You
the
must be
point,
doing something.
you must be doing something.
Right.
But I'm still not finna get in your face and yell at you. That's not my character.
should.
I'm not.
Right.
But I'm gonna read you off respectfully how
Definitely
you
should.
didn't think I could.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna feel it where you didn't think you was gonna feel it. And I think a lot of people like our age and like under, they so quick to react.
Bro, yes. Even me. I'm not quick to react on campus, but I was just talking to a friend about this. Like, when I go home to my family, like, home can be triggering a little bit.
Absolutely.
More specifically, I'm gonna get into this. More specifically, like, I come from a single family home.
Right.
My mom, but like, my family is majority women. So
Right.
it's my mama, my grandma, my 2 aunties, and my little cousin. That's a girl.
Right.
I said my little sister already.
Oh no, you didn't.
I got my little sister and I got a little first cousin. These are all women. My
Right.
granddaddy, he was around. He passed when I was 14, so that was like my father, right?
Right.
So my granddaddy was like who I kind of niched to.
Right.
But when he left, it's like, okay, now I'm around all these women. So me being the only male, when women are trying to tell you, you saw this, you saw that, you
Right.
can become a bit, back talkers. And so back talking to women in your household can become on
A
campus. It can it can translate. So not even in the household. Like, of course, it's a problem in the household, but
Yeah.
if it continues to be a problem in the household, okay, he back talking to his mom in the household. Now you get to college,
Right.
the way you know react when somebody rub you the wrong way. Now you
Right.
reacting how your mom and them. So you
Right.
can't do that. So I'm learning as a man.
Right.
Don't let nobody trigger you.
Right.
But it's easy to, like, I learned that quick on campus. Like, don't react, don't get triggered. But when I go home, my mama can still trigger me.
Right.
That's
Facts.
not good though.
Facts.
So I have to learn when I go home, like, don't get triggered by my mama, or don't let certain things trigger me.
Right.
And like, I speak on this because I'm going through it right now.
Right.
Like, my mama still triggers me.
I feel you.
So I have to learn forgiveness, because maybe I'm still holding on some from the
Right,
past. You
right,
feel what I'm
right.
saying? Maybe we need to have a conversation. Maybe.
Right.
You feel me? It's just, we have to explore that. And so I have to do that by giving it up to him, because I'm on campus. I can't stress about mom while I'm on campus.
Right.
I can't be in class thinking about, oh, am I tripping? Or nah, bro. Pray about that and get on these books. And
Facts.
that'll be whatever. So, nah, that's real that you said that. That's
Facts.
like, nah.
Yeah. Now that you said that, I think about like my brother. Like sometimes I just look at him like, dude.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I just like yeah.
Yeah.
But thinking of seeing it from a man's perspective, nobody wants to get yelled at all the time.
Right. And so I was big on that. Like,
Facts.
because even now, I be like, the reason that I feel like I be triggered is the tone, never the message.
Right.
And my mom is big on, I don't care about the tone, listen to the message.
Right.
So that's already a discrepancy in like perspectives. But like, and I'm saying this because we really going through this right
Right.
now.
I
So
feel you.
like, you really gotta learn where to forgive at. Like, forgiveness is what I'm like dealing with right now. That's what I'm avidly, presently, like openly praying over right now in my life.
Right.
Forgiveness for whatever it is that we not seeing eye to eye on, to come to terms, because
Right.
that's my mama, dog. Like, ain't like everybody need their moms, but for me, like, I feel a pressure to, like, how do I say, I don't want to blame my mama.
Right.
Like,
okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
like, just because we don't see the eye to eye don't mean it's my fault. Who wrong. No,
Right,
it's
it's
like,
not.
how can, it's us against the problem of communication.
Right.
It's not me against my mama.
Right.
It's me and my mama against communication. That's how I'm looking at it. And so, however God want that to look, it
Right.
can look like that. Right now, I'm not understanding what He's trying to, show me, tell me, but it ain't up for me to understand
Right.
or tell right now. So
Right.
maybe it's just up to me to focus on what He wants me to focus on right now.
Right.
Maybe that's right now finishing this degree in this last year.
Right.
Maybe that's continuing the podcast, find somebody to steward.
Right.
I'm working on some right now, a project with some people on campus. I'm trying to get this TEDx event on campus in the fall for TED Talks.
That'd be fire.
And so I'm trying to get a TED Talk event scheduled on state. It's becoming a student org, so I'm trying to leave a footprint on campus. Like,
Facts.
I feel like God has me working on, trying to lead and steward,
Right.
and do that in certain ways. And so I'm like, my ears just been in Him.
Right.
It's
Facts.
been in Him for real.
So-
I can say.
With you mentioning like you being a man and not being like needing to be reactive and feed into people's negativity, really, how I know that's the topic for today, so we gonna jump into that.
Definitely.
How is that like affecting you as the days go on in college? So let me see how I can give an example. So like, women are naturally emotional. I
Yeah.
know I'm a woman.
Okay.
Women are naturally
Okay.
emotional. So going through like higher ed and having to deal with these 36 different personalities or these 42 different personalities
Right.
or these 100 different personalities, as a man, how do you navigate that, especially being in an all woman household where you say to yourself like, hey, that's just what they do? Or do you kind of like just depend on like how you're dealing with it now, like thinking through past situations and saying like, okay, that's not gonna be something I need to engage with? Because some men, they engage with all the tomfoolery.
Yeah. So it's like discernment, fam. Like,
Okay,
bruh,
facts.
it's discernment. Knowing you attract what you are. Like,
Facts.
for real, bro.
Okay,
So if you
facts.
see you attracting, if you attracting the Proverbs 5 and 7 women, you
Facts.
establish your morals.
Facts.
I know, because I was attracting Proverbs 5 and 7 women.
Facts. Facts. Definitely that.
Nah, but what I'm saying is, like, bruh, it's you know what you indulging in, bruh. So
Facts.
men know because men are logic. If women are emotional, men are what? We're logic.
Facts.
So, bro, we know what's going on 9 times out of 10. So, ain't no discrepancies, bro. It's men are black and white when it comes to logistically knowing. I'm trying to figure out how to answer your question. We know, we know just because bro.
But just because
We
y'all
not,
know
we
facts.
not slow,
Facts.
man.
Y'all not, yeah, okay. So y'all not, what people make y'all like, y'all not just sitting there like,
No,
like, like Patrick. Y'all actually know what's going on.
yes, don't
Y'all
let nobody
just,
fool y'all.
some of
Like
y'all
that.
just be choosing to do that
Bro,
stuff.
it's men know what we're doing. And you can choose, like, you can go down this lost path, or you can be chill and like, bro, you don't gotta talk to every woman you see. You don't gotta look at every girl you see as a romantic fantasy or a
Right.
roller coaster fan. You can actually be cool with girls and be cordial.
Right.
Again, Spark gave me that. Spark
Right.
showed me that, bro. You can be cool with girls, bro. Like,
Facts.
you don't gotta get on every girl you see, bro.
Facts. Okay.
That brings more girls if you really know that. But
Right.
even in that, like, just you ain't gotta talk to girls in the same friend group. Don't talk to girls in the friend group. Like, just knowing.
Right.
I say, bro, let the girls to the men. And I ain't gonna say this, like, if you want to find a wife, of course pursue. But like, if you're not focused on finding a wife, or you know you're not finna get 100%, you know you're not finna really steward that woman, lead that
Right.
woman,
Right.
bro, don't get out here and play.
Right.
And just because a girl probably ran a game on you, don't
Right.
mean you gotta go run game on 30. You not Future, bro.
Right. Facts. Facts. You don't
Like,
have to
Future got good
that.
music, but like Future's an artist. That's a role play. We gotta understand,
Right.
like,
That's
music
not
is
them
the
people.
music.
Facts.
And knowing how to differentiate them things. Like, we not the artist, so I don't gotta put on that. I'm not Future. I'm not finna go talk to 30 girls because one girl, or just because I'm insecure in my one girl. Let me make sure I got 3 on the side just in case.
Facts.
For what, bro? You need to go check that out. You may need to go to
Facts.
therapy.
That's
You feel what I'm
something
saying?
within you. Facts.
Come on, so. Just knowing that, and I don't mean to sound cliche. I say this because, like, I done really been to therapy. Now, I ain't never
Facts.
dealt with the relationship stuff because I've never been in a real relationship.
Facts.
I have talked to girls. I have, you know what I'm saying, dated. I know what's going on, so I know, again, with maturing through the ages, like, we adults now. I can be real about my intentions, be straight up.
Right.
I expect the same from my shawty or whatever. So if she's not 100%, or I feel as if though, I'm gonna bring it up, and if I feel like it's again not getting anywhere, it's respectfully, I'm going to cut it. And that's not cutting it and saying forget her, she's this. I'm not gonna, it's just, it didn't work.
Right. Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts. Okay. So transitioning that into the current changes that's going on today.
Yep.
I find myself always kind of looking at people a little weird now because I'm kind of like, and it comes from like what we've already talked about, like discernment,
Yep.
hindsight, praying about everything. And so like my spirit is really uneasy about the situation, but at the same time it's kind of calm.
Mm-hmm. I
And
can feel that.
I really just want you to let me know like how you've been navigating the changes, because one of the orgs that I'm in got cut funding.
Yeah.
Our account is frozen right now. We can't even plan events.
Whoa.
We can't even book a room
real.
to do an event. So it's kind of like that feels kind of like you trying to kind of put me in a box, and I don't like that.
So similar to your organization, Spark has been paused with no explanation of why.
Facts.
And so we not liking that because
Facts.
we just had JPS preview today. I just gave 4 tours to like 200-300 kids that's asking me what's going on with Spark. Is Spark still happening? When the Spark conference, why Spark got shut down? And we got to explain to them that Mississippi State doesn't want to fund Spark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. We don't know why because they haven't gave us a statement. But when we even put out a statement this past Friday, our statement was told to be put down immediately within an hour of being up.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I
don't think I should be speaking on too much. I done dropped raw information, but like it's a lot going on, and we're pushing back. Don't get it wrong.
I get what you're saying.
Pushing back.
We here. I got you. We here.
Like, we ain't going for it, but It's a lot going on,
And
man.
I feel like it's a lot going into it too because it's still changing
It's
as we
still
speak.
changing as we
As this
speak, and so
second, so
it's
it's
like
like
these are the things you pray about. Them things you
exactly.
don't
That's
understand.
that's what I was hitting at right there.
It ain't
That's what
really
I was
for me
hitting.
to understand, and you can look at it like a lot of people gonna look at it like, oh, you giving up on your people, bro. I promise we ain't giving up, bro. I'm talking about
Oh
we.
no.
If y'all had
Oh
seen the
no.
way we was stepping today, like through, like man, if they had just seen today the way me and my fellow peers represented for Spark, like man, come on, like we boots on the ground for real. So
Facts. Facts.
I think it's just a testament of like this ain't nothing new to us as a culture. This is
Exactly.
literally in our bloodline. Like I don't think people get that too. Like adjusting is in our game, bro. We ain't never got comfortable. Comfortability don't really sit with us. It never has. We've always had to adjust since we got over here. We ain't never really been just quote unquote free. We want to keep it a bean.
Facts.
If I'm really talking,
Facts.
but I mean, we continue to adjust, and so I feel like again,
right.
these peers that I have, like they seem to understand that we continue to adjust. Our spirit hasn't died down at all. Like
No.
we on the phone texting right now about the next plan that moves.
Right.
We just made plans that moves today.
Right.
Not even, I don't know, just like trying to figure out what's going on. Like we want answers, so we're figuring out how do we go and ask these questions.
Right.
How do we plan these
Right.
conversations? We want conversations, so we're trying to structure conversations, plans and moves.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I asked that question because I'm trying to figure out how to push, but in a way that I can't be pushed back.
Yup. Yeah, it goes into. I'm gonna keep it a bean. They love a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
Like you try to, reach out. They like to direct you to this person, direct you to this person. Like, look, bro,
Sending you all around the campus.
we ain't really doing that. Look, meeting time, set it up, or we coming to this office,
Right. Facts.
sitting in all day. Like,
Facts.
what's up?
Facts.
It's one of them. Like, it's kind of giving. It's giving what it's giving.
Definitely so. Definitely
It's giving.
so.
We gonna have to do what we got to do. So
it's certain situations, and not just in higher ed.
we realizing like you realizing it's not even it's what's going on Mississippi State campus it's like we under the microscope or like I don't know.
You gotta
we like
move.
a speck on the bigger picture right now, man.
Right, you gotta move accordingly, most definitely. And this entire conversation, I just wanna like highlight what I got from the conversation, so you guys that's listening and watching can kind of digest it a little better. So like, just put your faith in God. Don't lose your faith. Don't lose who you are when you come to college. And if you're in college and you're struggling, find a medium. Do something outside of just class and go home.
Mediums.
Go play basketball. Go do badminton. Go play tennis. Don't just party.
Find some hobbies, bro.
Facts.
Some friends and some hobbies.
Friends and hobbies. Don't
healthy
just
friends and
party.
hobbies.
Facts. I'm not a type of person that's like a friend group type person, but I have friends that I occasionally hang out with. I'm not just walking around, hooping by myself.
Real.
So like, you have to adhere your college experience and your life experience to who you are as a person, and not who your mama taught you to be, who your daddy taught you to be, who Uncle Jimmy taught you to be. You have to be the person that you want to be. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to you. However, that's what you have to pursue in order to have a healthy higher ed journey and a life journey. And also with what's going on right now, don't think nobody's listening, nobody's seeing, nobody's taking action, especially in higher ed and in the world. Don't think nobody cares. We peeping.
We here.
However, we all have to use discernment. We all have to move according to God's timing. And that's why I mentioned that last question, because at one point I was like, we ain't doing jack squat about this. But at the same time, it's like, God gave me ease about the situation, because it's like, you don't even know what it's nowhere near over with.
Nowhere near over. We don't know like what's brewing, and that's another thing. That's another reason why you got to pray. Like you don't know what the silence means. You don't know what them not reaching back out means. You don't know what the redirecting means. Like it's all in the test. It's in the test, and so I feel like we taking it as a test. And,
most definitely, this was a great conversation. I think for the community youth, for people wanting to get into higher ed. I really enjoyed this conversation. It was a conversation that needed to be had.
I enjoyed it as well.
I really appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like this video. If you're on any podcast streaming platforms, please leave a 5-star rating. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.